exhibit the particle theory and the wave theory at the same time. Christian Huygens, who is a Dutch astronomer and physicist, proposed the wave theory of light. He stated that light moves a lot like waves. These are also called electromagnetic waves because they are composed of both electric and magnetic fields. The electromagnetic fields oscillate perpendicularly to the direction of the wave travel and perpendicularly to each other. A wave has two important characteristics, which is frequency and wavelength. A wavelength is the distance between the peaks of each wave, and the frequency is the number of peaks that will travel past a point in 1 second. The shorter the wavelength, the higher the frequency, and vice versa. Light has many colors, which are Roy-G-Biv: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet, in which red contains the lowest amount of frequency but has the longest wavelength. On the other hand, violet has the shortest wavelength but the largest amount of frequency. This is the corpuscular theory of light. It is stated that light is made up of small particles which are called corpuscles. There is something called the photoelectric effect, which is contained in the corpuscular theory of light. The effect is defined as the ejection of electrons from a metal plate when light falls into it. The wave theory of light cannot explain phenomena in the corpuscular theory of light, which are something like the photoelectric effect. And on the other hand, the corpuscular theory of light cannot explain something like reflection, diffraction, or things that are stated in the wave theory of light.
Hello guys, I am Earl Ortega from F12A, and I am here to teach you about refraction and reflection. First of all, refraction is a bending of light. It passes from a transparent substance into another. That explains when you put a straw in a glass full of water. When you put the straw and you look beside it, it has this bending formation. So when you put the straw like this, when you look at the water, it looks like this. So it deforms, maybe it like separates, the line of the water separates the object. And this bending by refraction makes it possible for us to have lenses, magnifying glasses, prisms, and rainbows. Even our eyes depend upon the bending of this light. I'm going to show you the example right here. Next is reflection. Reflection is when a light bounces off an object. If the surface is smooth, shiny like glass, water, or polished metal. This explains when like you have a laser pointer and you point it into a mirror. If you angle your laser at like maybe 90 degrees, the light that reflects on that mirror reflects at the same degree that you put it on. So when you put it at 90 degrees, it reflects at 90 degrees also. And the light will reflect at the same angle as it hits the surface. That is all.
Hello, I am Joshua J.G. Rodrino, and I will explain to you what is the photoelectric effect. So let's get started. What is photoelectric effect? In simple words, it is when the light energy in the form of photon or particle strikes a metal piece with the sufficient energy, then electrons are ejected or emitted from the surface of the metal. To understand more, for more example, this is my example, when a metallic piece is taken, also a source of light is present, and then when the light is allowed to incident on the surface of the metal, then electrons from the surface of metal gets ejected, and electrons that ejected is called photoelectrons. Why is it ejected? Because these are the ejected by the action of photons. Question: does light energy can eject photoelectrons from every surface of the metal? So based on my research and my opinion, my answer is no. Why no? So basically, each metal has a certain work function. This work function is nothing, but the minimum energy is required by the electron present in the surface of the metal to get ejected from its surface. So in short, frequency of photon must be either equal or greater than 2 particular to work in the order to have a photoelectric effect. So that's all. I hope that you understand the meaning of photoelectric effect and how does it work.
Hello, my name is Charles. For today, I will be reporting about color spectra and ultraviolet radiation. Let's begin. Did you know that our brain is responsible for deciding what color we are seeing based on mainly one factor? The light that comes through our eyes, white light, is composed of radiation of all colors. Fun fact, did you know that the first color that a baby sees is red? And did you know that color perception is learned and it is not natural or innate? When light hits our retina, a light-sensitive layer of tissue at the back of the eye, especially cells called photoreceptors, turn the light into electrical signals. These electrical signals travels from the retina to the optic nerve to the brain. Then the brain turns into the images you see. So this signals the brain. Based on my research, color is the property of a perceptual process because color cannot be reduced either to physics or to psychology. We are left with a blue sky that is not simply inner or outer but somehow in between. This idea has implications for the understanding of conscious perceptual experience. As the frequency is increased, the perceived color gradually changes from red to orange to yellow to green to blue to violet. All of the color frequencies together make up the visible light spectrum. A specific range of frequencies makes up the visible light spectrum. Each frequency produces a different pure spectral color. We can divide the full range of spectral colors into 6 main groups: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and violet. And now let's proceed to ultraviolet radiation. Ultraviolet radiation is invisible rays that are part of the energy that comes from the sun. Ultraviolet radiation that reaches the Earth's surface is made up of 2 types of rays. These are called UVA and UVB. Ultraviolet radiation also comes from sun lamps and tanning beds. And also, ultraviolet radiation is a known cause of a skin cancer, skin aging, eye damage, and may affect the immune system. People who work outdoors are mostly likely of all workers to suffer health damage from the exposure to UV radiation or ultraviolet radiation. For example of ultraviolet radiation is the sunlight, which produces the 3 main types of UV rays.
Peter Pan, that's what they call me. Promise that you never be lonely.